All right, let's quickly get to it. Who was first last video? Looks like it was fierce competition. A two-way tie. Don't Ask and Brandon. Congrats. Let's go Don't Ask and let's go Brandon. I read an interesting comment and it got me thinking. Here it is. Social Silver writes, the times you impress me most are the times you don't try. All right, so I'm a practical guy. Let me see if I can make a video and not try so much. I'm immediately reminded of a quote from Tim Ferriss. What would this look like if it were easy? It's the 6th Centenario era, by the way. Where does the time go? Salud, friendo. Oh, that's hot. I think I really burned myself. I think I'm getting old. I burn easy. This is ridiculous. He said don't try, so I'm not trying. I completed 8 fast in a row almost. 9, I mean. And I completed 4 days of carnivore. Today's day 5. Health is wealth too. I think I about made up for those 2 weeks of eating frozen yogurt at night. A cheap calendar on the fridge, a Sharpie on top. There's nothing you can't do. All right, so how's this for not trying? We got an overhead view like so many channels commonly do. I'll take it easy on the zoom cuts today. And I'm just gonna ponder over this table and have a cup of coffee with you. All right, let's shoot the S. I picked up this wearable this morning. I think I'm really gonna go for it this time and fine tune this health. And like I always say, if you're gonna set some big goals, first, you gotta know where you are. So this thing's gonna stay on my wrist and monitor my activities. And pretty soon, there'll be plenty of data and my favorite bar graphs and line graphs. I'm still gonna keep a regular watch on my left wrist for now. Oh, if you have not already, can you please hit the like button? Your likes put the channel in front of new eyes and ears. And it helps expand this Stacker channel that does not take sponsorship from bullion dealers or mining companies, by the way, and never will. Doesn't that sound nice? Like maybe something worth supporting? Yeah? Great. All right, well, hit the like button and let's go. Today's Thursday, June 26, 2025. Silver is $36.67. Gold is $3,331. And Bitcoin is $107,400 each. If you're watching this from the future at any time, comment, how much is silver right now? How much is gold right now? How much is Bitcoin right now at the time of your posting? Oh, hold on, give me 1 second. I missed a day on the calendar. I'm actually on carnivore day 6. I cooked these beef riblets a couple hours this morning. $10 a rack and good. Only salt and a foil tent. 300 degrees for like 2.5 hours. And I got plenty for later and tomorrow. Oh, I think you'll get some value out of this. I know I sure have in the past and still do. I'm gonna show you some quotes I wrote down and taped to my door. Yeah, I'm hokey, but I'd rather be hokey with some money than really cool and broke. All right, so I said this quote already. What would this look like if it were easy? I got a couple more Tim Ferriss quotes on my door. They're gems. Here's the next one. What are the 20% of activities, responsibilities, or people that are producing 80% or more of the pain, the headaches, and the negative emotions I prefer not to have? That quote right there, I immediately can't help but think to myself how it's worth at least more than 20 ounces of silver. And it was probably worth way more than that. In fact, I'm sure of it. All right, I'll read you the last one, and then we'll talk about them. What are 20% of the activities or people that are producing 80% or more of the results and positive emotions that I want? Let me tell you something. Whether or not you have money to buy some silver or gold today, just write that down. Write those quotes down and just put them somewhere you can see them. You take the time to write those quotes down on some index cards or something that will last and put them in a place you can see them every day. It will be worth more than if you had bought 3 ounces of silver today, or maybe even an ounce of gold. You know what? This is reminding me of another quote I have written on a card. It's actually in my kitchen. I'll go get it. Why not? Here it is. It reads, joyful is the person who finds wisdom, the one who gains understanding. For wisdom is more profitable than silver, and her wages are better than gold. And if I remember correctly, it says somewhere that you should not even compare the two. But my point is, and I think I got a point, I'm not trying, but here it comes. If you can go through a book and find some gem quotes that maybe contain some wisdom or understanding that can benefit you, and put them on your walls, mirrors, doorways, inside your car where you can see it. I know someone who even puts writing on their rearview mirror. And I'm sure a state trooper probably would not appreciate that. But you put these quotes where you can see them every day, and you will have amazing changes in your life. By the way, same thing if you post your goals. Put them somewhere you can see them every day. And I think you'll be quite surprised how the world seems to bend to make it happen. I think we should always be doing this, but if you have a small stack, you should definitely be doing this. And let me tell you something about stack sizes. We all think we have a small stack. Like Qui-Gon said in The Phantom Menace, there's always a bigger fish. All right, I'm going to break down those quotes real quick. I got to go to work this afternoon. I took Thursday mornings off so that I could do this and make about $3.75 an hour so far. Maybe there's a future in it. I don't know. I come this far, may as well keep going. Again, if you would like to encourage me to keep going, hit the like button, make some comments down below. Let me know what you're thinking, especially about some of these quotes today. Or if you're kind of corny too and you write quotes on your walls and stuff, I'd love to hear that. I just don't care anymore about being cool. I got to get out of this upper poor lifestyle. And if I have to write on my walls and I end up looking like a goofball, if somebody should come to my apartment, well, whatever. In my opinion, though, these centenarios don't look goofy or hokey, although I don't show them to anyone except for, all the people on the internet. Okay, first quote. What would this look like if it were easy? If you're working on a project, say this to yourself. Believe it or not, when people take on a project, they like to make it more difficult than it should be. I think it's because we've been working hourly and we're supposed to look busy. And looking busy and productivity are not the same thing. I used to say priority manipulates time. Now, I already have enough to talk about in this video. I'll let you think about that one. I will recommend the book, The One Thing by Gary Keller. That's a book on prioritizing. All right, so I'm going to quickly go over the other two quotes. What they are is they're basically the Pareto distribution. 20% of something is responsible for 80% of its yield. 20% of the garden produces 80% of the produce. Man, I said produces. Ugh. I said the same word too many times. I'm not going back. I'm not trying today. But yeah, it shows up everywhere. Like 20% of your carpet in your home gets walked on 80% of the time. Which also means 80% of your carpet is only walked on 20% of the time. 20% of the people at the job likely do 80% of the work. And so on, and so on. I could make endless videos on examples of that. So anyhow, you could just focus on your life using the Pareto distribution. Maybe even think about it right now. What's 20% of your life right now, of your schedule, that's responsible for 80% of your aggravation and headaches? I know something came to mind right away, but you're not ready to deal with it just yet, huh? At least that's how I was when I first considered it. But you know what I did? I got rid of that aggravation. And there were things I liked about the aggravation. Stress is BS. If you can get rid of some of it, why wouldn't you? Basically, it's like that old saying, you got to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative. But you got to do it. And you're probably not going to do it the first time you hear it or say it. So write it down somewhere and stare at it every day. And what about that little bit of positive things that you don't give a lot of time to that are responsible for so much of your joy and success? Why not give yourself more of it? Double down on what's working. And leave the phrases on the walls, because every so many years or so often, you're probably going to need to do it again. Well, I don't know about you, but I had a pretty good time today not trying so hard. If you're new here or you're just some kind of slouch and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, why don't you just hit that today and join or finally join this wealthy community of ours. And it is ours. And I will make that abundantly clear to you one day. Maybe many days. I don't need much. Let's grow this channel, get me paid, and I'll quit my day job. I'll put full time into this, and then we'll see where we go from there. I think you'll be impressed once I'm out of this genie lamp. My day job, free to roam and free to do creative projects, and I'll clock in every day. We're going to people the world with thousandaires, stackers, etc. But back on Earth, I got to go to my job. So I will see you later. That's it. That is it. Thousandaire Radio, wicked shout. Join the pen pals. You can now write me at The Thousandaire Collector, 1700 Sullivan Trail, Suite 7, Box 111, Easton, Pennsylvania, 18040. Don't forget to include your info so I can put you on my mailing list.